All right, for those of you who say invisibility.
Wouldn't it be great if we could be invisible? Right? I mean, we could spy on people without being noticed and do whatever we want without being held responsible. Now, magicians have figured out how to utilize full-size mirrors to bend light in order to create disappearing illusions. Scientists have created metamaterials to guide rays of light around tiny two-dimensional objects. Cameras can also film what is behind you and project the image so you appear invisible from the front. However, none of these options can make an object as large as a person appear invisible from all angles and distances while it's moving. But if you are truly invisible, as in from within, here are a few problems you may not have thought about before.
So which superheroes have the power of being invisible? Sue Storm from Fantastic Four, right? And I still think the reason why they gave her that particular ability is because they want to see Jessica Alba naked. Because there's always a problem of, you have to be totally naked. I hate that when I was doing this, I couldn't find a lot of very good female superheroes actually to talk about because the Wonder Woman movie hasn't come out yet. So almost every hero in the Avengers have their own movie, except Black Widow, the most interesting character in there, the one that we actually want to see, the interesting backstory. And then, of course, Hawkeye. But he's a guy with arrows in the Avengers. Seriously, what is he doing in the Avengers? We have all these gods and superheroes, and then you have a guy with an arrow. It's kind of sad. But I really hope to see more female superheroes in the future.
To move around undetected by other people, you would have to be totally naked. Yeah. Even if it's freezing outside. You can't carry anything, including your wallet and keys. Otherwise, people would just see your wallet and keys floating around. Drivers and people on the street can't see you either. Therefore, they can and will run into you at some point. Oh, and you better not wear any perfume or make any noise breathing. Otherwise, they'll know you're there.
You guys see the caption on there? It's like, I'm not seeing other men. Well, you don't wear Old Spice and I smell somebody. So you can't make any noise. You can't have any odor on you at all.
And just because you start off invisible doesn't mean you'll stay that way. What if someone accidentally spills scalding hot coffee on you? And what if it rains? But if you think only liquid can make you visible, you're wrong. Dust consists of dead skin cells from humans, soil particles, and fibers from clothes made from cotton and other materials. Dust sticks to the moisture on our skin when we sweat and the tiny hairs on our skin when we are dry. So even if you are invisible, dust would still land on every part of you. We usually don't notice the dust on our skin because we can't see a thin layer of dust on top of our skin color. But if you're invisible, people would see a human-shaped blob of dust walking around with extremely dirty soles. Ooh, gross.
This is something that nobody considers. They just think, oh, if you're invisible, you're invisible. No. All the hair on our bodies, this is kind of like works like Velcro, like the little curves. So all this hair traps everything that lands on us. We just can't see it by contrast. But imagine if you leave a sheet of white paper out for a really, really long time, and then you'll be able to see the dust that falls onto it. So whenever you sweep, all that dust is like human skin. A lot of it is like just human sheddings, human skin, hair, and then like particles from your clothes, like cotton, things like that. So when all those things still land on you when you're invisible, people would really see this ghostly shape of like walking ball of dust, basically. That's what it's going to look like. It doesn't take liquid to see you. It just takes dust or anything. Just walking around, you'll find some dust. Like whenever you take a shower or even take a bath, like you're washing those things off. So how often do you think you have to dust off yourself, like if you're invisible, to stay invisible? And think about how much dust your hair is trapping. You can't just do this all the time, right? So being invisible it's a lot more complicated than you think. Even if it's only like one speck of dust, you're just like, I just see this speck of dust. Is that a bug? And then you want to Yeah, you're gonna see something flying around. You're gonna want to go slap it or hit it, and then this is a problem. Like the people you want to be able to see you will not see you and will run into you. The people you don't want to see you will notice something on you. So being invisible is not that easy, unless it's a magical cloak thing like in Harry Potter. But it's not that easy to stay invisible. People don't think about things like this.
What do you think the world looks like if you were invisible? Well, the answer is nothing.
Ooh, why nothing? Does anybody know how the human eye works? Anybody teach biology here? You do? Okay, so how do humans see?
Well, when the light energy hits the neurons in the back of your retina, it makes them send electrical messages to your brain.
Right.
So you've got to be able to focus that light. And if you're invisible, it's like people who are albinos, they don't have good irises that can block light.
Mm-hmm.
So the light comes in not just through their pupil, but through the iris also, and so they can't focus light very well, so they have vision problems. So you wouldn't be able to focus light, so you just got a bunch of light coming in.
Yeah, basically, if I was invisible, you're seeing straight through me. That means all the light is not landing on me. The light is going right through me. Okay, so that means I can't see you. That means I can't see you. So one easier way to explain this to children that I've tried before is, can you see your own reflection without a mirror? No, because you have to have something reflect off the light to be able to see your own reflections. The same thing, except it works inside of your head.
The reason you can't see in the dark is because there's no light. To see an apple, light has to hit the apple and return it to your eyes. Then the retinas in your eyes catch the light reflection for your brain to interpret into the image of an apple. If you're invisible, then by definition, light would travel through you or around you instead of bouncing off you for people to see. But that means that retinas in your eyes are not catching the light either. Therefore, your brain has nothing to interpret into an image. Can you see your reflection without a mirror to stop the light? No. So, when you can't be seen by others, you also cannot see. Ouch! Now, have you given any thought as of whether the invisibility is permanent? If it is, how can you receive medical?
Just like to point out the work that they put into these panels. Did you bang your head, sir? I'm invisible. The doctor says he can't see you at the moment.
Treatment from a doctor if you're injured. The doctor wouldn't know where to apply ointments or bandages because they cannot access your injury. For that matter, you can't see it either. I mean, what if you have an illness or an infection? How can the doctor diagnose you without being able to see the color change or inflammation? And what if everyone is permanently invisible? Well, think about how boring the world would be without seeing people on the streets, on TV, or at home, on your computer, like right now. It's lonely being invisible. Everyone is permanently invisible. Well, think about how boring the world would be without seeing people on the street. Diagnose you without being able to see the color change or inflammation. And
All right, so he was eating cashews. It says, I can't see anything wrong with you, but I can clearly see your nuts. And if you just go by it really fast, you can't see these things.
what
It's
if
really cool.
everyone is
So you just gotta pause at the right place, and I didn't catch some of these jokes until like after. And I actually saw the storyboard before they animated everything. They had like comic book storyboards. So let's see. All right, so that's invisibility.